We're broadcasting live from Snookers in Providence, the 8th Annual Budweiser Classic. 5,000 guaranteed first prize. That's donated by Budweiser, our main sponsor. We thank them very much. And here we go. Pete Bowman to break. Rack number 1 in the race to 10. This is a B-side match. So the loser of this match is eliminated. So one of these two gentlemen is going to be going home empty-handed. And Pete pounds the rack, but he comes up dry. Billy tries to come out of the gate real strong there and kind of just bobbled that. He was going to play that 2-9 carom for sure, trying to get that quick, fast win. And Pete's going to leave him the shot here. Now, if Billy makes this one ball, you better believe he's playing into that 2-9 ball. That 2-9 is definitely going to be played. Billy does not come with it there. You know, sometimes when you're in an event, it's really about that endurance. It's not really about the skill set. It's about the endurance of making it through all those hours of playing. And really just getting to the end, getting to the finish line. So, now that's definitely not a shot I was expecting Billy to miss there. However, we're looking at 8:30. These guys have been playing since 10 o'clock in the morning. That's quite a bit of time to be playing this game. So Pete's debating whether he wants to play this combination or how he wants to play the combination. I don't really see any type of legitimate safe here. And I guess if the one ball's not on the rail, he could try to just kind of roll up on top of it, but he does not like this shot. Now, Pete's definitely a guy that can kind of just come to the table and execute. He doesn't usually take a long while to think of his shots. You know, usually knows what he's looking to do, and he just gets down and fires. But you know that if Pete's taking a while to shoot, there's definitely something up with what he's presented with. So. All right. So Billy's really trying to get back into his zone, get comfortable. Looks like he's trying to attack this shot here, and he plays the carom, and he ends up with the same shot he would have had he made that first one-ball bank. Let's see. See if he can make this 2-9 carom here. He's just going to drag it into the 9 ball. He's going to make the 2 ball and come up safe here. Now, I don't care what condition Billy's in. Billy's making this hit here. Something about Billy's game. Again, something about Billy's game. He is just a pure natural as far as manipulating that cue ball and moving it around. So he's definitely a master at that. All right, so we have Peter Kramer over Dennis Levesque. Dennis Levesque has been eliminated. So, Adam, if you're watching, sorry to let you know about that. The Chihuahua has been eliminated. One out of the cash. So, meanwhile, back at table one here, Pete's looking to put something together here, make something happen. But it's looking like they both have a little bit of first game jitters. All right, so I got something special for you folks. It's just going to be a very quick thing until we get our main man back in the building. However, I have a very, very special guest coming into the booth here. And I'm going to let him get on the microphone real quick. All right, and let's see if he's situated there. Do we have everything situated? Yes, we do. Okay. Now I'm going to introduce to you the one, the only, Kevin Brule.
Well, Mikey, thank you for that hell of an intro.
How's Kevin doing today?
Doing pretty good. Was shooting some good pool. Fell a little short in my last set, but enjoying the day and having some fun watching this match right here.
Fantastic to hear, Kevin. How'd you feel in the event today?
I felt good. I mean, the times were posted, the matches were posted, so you got an opportunity to, come out the night before, get comfortable in the room, and know exactly who your opponent was, and maybe strategize at least for that first round. And then once we got here, it was
smooth sailing, pretty much.
Yeah, it was. The waitresses were ready for us, and then. Not a problem at all.
All right, so Billy the Kid taking down rack number one versus his good friend Pete Bowman. Now, Kevin, I'm actually really happy that you were able to join us. You know these two players very well. I'm just going to kind of let you go off, and I want you to give these folks, give the people listening on the stream, give them your assessment of Pete and Billy. You just tell them how you feel.
Well, I'm going to start off with BTK, Billy the Kid. He's got world-class talent in many of the games, especially one pocket. He's creative. He's a shot maker. He's something special. His cue ball control and how he locks people up with safety plays is uncharacteristic. There's not many that do it like him. His consistency over the long haul tends to fade away, but
sometimes his consistency varies, but nonetheless, we know that he is one of the best movers in this game.
Absolutely, and on the other end, Pete, he has such a natural, smooth left-handed stroke that he pockets balls and gets shape without even practicing. I mean, he doesn't show up at the room all that often. If he does, it's after 10 p.m.
Yeah,
and the kid still can bear down, win sets, run racks. It's uncanny. So you got two really talented individuals here on table one right now.
Now we were talking about Pete earlier, where he's not one to really think too much about what he's doing. He's just like, hey, I've seen almost all the shots at one time or another, and when he gets to the table, he says, okay, it's that one. Okay, how do I want to play this one? Like this. And then he gets down and he shoots it. Very rarely do you see Pete, tilting his head and saying, I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I don't really know what I want here. And, he can just walk in and execute, and that's definitely something to fear as an opponent of Pete's.
And the only flaw to that is sometimes there's marginal shots where you might want to, play a little safe, get some separation between the cue and the object ball, where Pete is go for it. I've seen this shot before. I know how to hit it. I'm going aggressive. And that's the only thing I would say that it's any chink in his armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like
great safety play.
Wow.
And just as I say something like that, he doesn't haul off and whack when he ducks Billy right behind the 8-9.
Yeah. Well, this is where we're going to see if Billy's in that zone or not. I mean, 9 times out of 10, Billy's going to hit this and come out good. Depending on the time of day. But we're going to find out really where he's situated as far as his comfort level in the tournament and all that stuff. So
I think he's looking to go 2 rails and come in between the 5-6.
I mean, to be honest, it looks like he's almost trying to see if he can go behind the 8 ball there, and that's what he's looking at, I think. If you look at the overhead here, Kevin, it looks as though he can fit the cue ball behind there, and he might try to play it 2 rails and kick the 4 up table. No, he's gonna
tie it up.
He's gonna try to tie something up there. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna tie up the 9 ball with the 5. He didn't get there.
He didn't get there. So ball in hand to Pete.
Yeah, Smiley Pete. Good look at this rack here.
Excuse me 1 second, Kevin. Gotta deal with something.
And I find everybody out there, whoever's listening, I find this is a key moment in a match where a guy gives you an opportunity after earning it. You got to take advantage. He has to run this rack for his own confidence and also to let Billy know, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be in for the long haul. We played the 5 with stop. We got a little room. Plays a good shot on the 6. He may be a little too straight on this. He's taking a look at the 9 on the side. Looks a little indecisive right now, but again, looking at the 9 on the side, I think that's how he's going to decide to play it. Drift up a little bit and play the 9 on the side. Pretty good. And if anybody's ever played on table 1, you know how tight these side pockets are. So this doesn't walk in. But a good shot by Pete there, and he gets the beat. So the atmosphere here at Snookers is alive. They've changed the second half of the room into bleacher-style seating for the McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight, which is coming up live from Las Vegas at approximately, I want to say 12 p.m. East or 12 a.m. Eastern time, but who knows what time that's going to go off. So there's definitely a buzz in the crowd as As Billy makes the 9 in the side and scratches at the same time, that would have been good for a win. It's Pete now, ball in hand. Tough rack. I mean, one ball, 8-9's tied up. 2's on the rail. Not an easy rack yet. Yeah, Pete got a little careless there. I think Billy tried to chase the 9 ball there. Another example of his creativity. Played the bank into the 9 ball to try to pocket it in the corner and just came up a little short. Like I said earlier in the intro, when Mike asked me about him, the creativity in his game is something. It's very unique. Nice positional shot by Pete, although that he might have overrolled it a little bit there. Although the angle is still pretty good to come down for the 5 as long as he doesn't have to stretch. Nope, it looks like he's comfortable. Good speed. And he rolled up perfect where he's on that short, that side of the 5 to drift over for the 6. So Mike stepped out, handling business as usual. I got people calling me here looking to talk about tonight's fight. We were talking earlier about the fight tonight. I mean, it's on almost everybody's mind. The MMA. The MMA fighter versus the experienced boxer, and the draw and the buzz and the hype and how much money it's drawn. And regardless if you think it's a a WWE event or a kind of a gimmick or a cash grab, it's entertainment, and that's what puts butts in seats. And the way McGregor handled himself after the Diaz fight, and then throughout this whole promotional thing, definitely got the buzz going, and definitely got the Vegas lines down. So it's going to be interesting if he can back up all the stuff he's been talking. And we'll have to see that a little later on tonight. I'm sure everybody's live streaming it. Oh, and there's a big miss by Pete there. That's going to set Billy up pretty much for a pretty simple run out here. A little draw back for the 9 on the side. Oh, you hate to see that when the guy's stroking and playing pretty good. Miss shape a little bit and then give a duck rack like that. But it's 2-1 Bill. Looks like Mikey's back from his tour of duty around the room, moving and shaking, doing business. So now in this alternating break format, it slows down a lot of the guys that put packages together. So where Pete made the mistake in that last rack and it cost him the rack, the one good thing about this format is that it's his turn to break. And Billy doesn't get up there and have a shot to snap it and then really put a package together on a mistake.
All right, looks like table 7, Brad Dano over Rich Minicello Sr.
Wow.
Brad Dano coming with it.
That's a good win for Brad.
It is.
Yeah, Rich was telling me earlier that he had a hip replacement and that he had slipped and tripped over his cue and actually hit the ground and hurt the right hip. So the one that isn't replaced, he injured today, so he was walking around with a limp for a while.
Was that Brad?
No, that was Richie Sr.
Oh, Rich Sr. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, he had a rough go of it today.
Gotcha.
And that's Brad checking in at the scorer's table.
You're in the cash, but you need one more match, and then you can leave. Yep. You're waiting on table 1.
What's that? He again hangs.
2-1. They're playing pretty quick.
So Brad Dano is actually going to be playing the winner of this match here between Billy the Kid and Pete Bowman. So,
and he's got to go to 6.
Yeah, these guys are going to have their hands full.
Oh, absolutely.
Brad can definitely hit the ball well, and he's going to 6.
He's been playing great all day.
Yeah, he's been bearing down and making things happen. So, very nice to hear that from Brad.
Billy here looks like he's going to go. Oh, he missed. Oh, he jumped right out of that shot. That is uncharacteristic, and he got really fortunate there, sir.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, put a little butter on that roll.
A little bit, just a hair, just a hair. So we're going to see what Pete can come with here.
I think he hit the 6.
Wow, he played that amazingly.
I thought he fouled on the way by.
I'll see you tomorrow when the boys playing.
But apparently not. He didn't even get a second look.
10:30 doors, and the match is going to start at noon. Okay. So your first match will be at noon.
And Billy just ties it up, gives him the ball in hand.
But
Not much you can do there.
12. So.
I mean, he could have got reckless, but Billy knows he's on his last barrel, so he didn't really swing at that. Good shot by Pete, and he might get a bad roll here by making that ball. Wow. He jammed him up behind the 5. Now he has to shoot it. That's an unfortunate goal right there for Smiley Pete Bowman. He takes his time, makes a good safety shot. He's got coverage there. That 9's definitely in the game. And there's a nice little kick save from Billy. I think he's got a quarter of that 7 ball. Blocking the hit. He should be able to thin it from 2 rails behind the pack. And he overrolled it. Oh, that was the shot. He just did a little too much juice there.
All right, Kevin. Sorry about that.
Oh, no apologies.
So what do we got here? We got 2-1.
got
Billy is
2-1.
up 2-1
Yeah.
against Pete here, and Billy does not execute on the 5.
Yeah, he left Pete a pretty manageable table there.
I want to say this. Pete jumped out of that chair like he was like
Oh,
the chair
yeah.
was on fire.
Oh, yeah, he's ready to go.
He said, "Bing, get me up to that table. I know what I got. I know what I came with." And you know what? I am happy when I see Pete play well.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of times where, he just gets put in these, awkward positions in a match, and he's got more than he's given the opportunity to see, or the opportunity to show, I should say. And I get real happy when Pete shows his stuff.
Yeah, me too. Pete likes playing for the cash, so he's not unaccustomed to having a couple barrels, to come at somebody. So in a tournament setting, we only have one or two. It's tough for him to really get going. But when he is playing well in a tournament setting, it's good to see.
Yeah.
Because he's as good as anybody.
Excuse me 1 second. I got to deal with something.
Yeah, do you think, Mike? They're not going anywhere. Shot by Pete, but he's kind of like midfield here. I don't know. Not ideal, but the shot making talent that Pete has, I think he'll be able to solve it. He's looking up the table to the top right corner. Queuing it up with a little bottom.
Okay, it looks like everything's
Oh,
okay.
he missed it. Jumped out of his shoes there, and it might line up for the side. Wow, he just gave Billy that rack.
Wow.
Well, I don't see anything but Billy making this and then pocketing the 9 in the corner. Yeah.
I think Pete just needs to get his bearings and just slow down a bit towards the end of the rack.
Right.
He wants to keep that momentum where he's feeling comfortable at the table and he's stroking and whatever, but we really want to see him, finish up the table there.
Right. Use those last 3. Take a little more time.
Yeah.
To make sure they roll in.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some good advice that I was given to by one of my idols, my guys I look up to in the game and whatever. People
Who's that,
have
Mike?
helped me. That's Mr. Tom DiAlfonso. Sure.
Oh, my man, Shorty.
Yes, and he has given me some advice in the past. And one of the things that he told me was, it's great to keep the momentum and you're running through the rack and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get to the last 2 or 3 balls on the table. You got to kind of slow down for a sec. Just double check your angles real quick. Don't try to run through the brick wall and just say, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. Okay, that's how I'm going to run the table. And then you execute
Almost
those
like
last
hitting
3.
the reset button.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to run 9 balls. You want to run 4 and then 2. And then another 2 or something. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to.
Yeah, it's a philosophy kind of thing.
It's just you don't want to put your mind on, hey, I got to run 9 balls out here. He's basically just saying, keep your momentum going. And once you get to a position where, all right, there's a few balls left, just the last couple there. He's like, take a deep breath. Don't keep that fast pace where you're zoning and everything. Just kind of double check your work for a second and then execute the last couple balls. And that's definitely. That's definitely come into play for me in the past, and it's definitely given me wins. As you know.
Oh, it's a strong way to look at it.
Yeah.
Again, you reset, you rethink the rack, and you bear down a little more on those last 3. Instead of being careless and assuming it's going to go in or taking something for granted or taking position for granted.
Billy caught the bad end of that one. I wonder what he's looking at here.
Looking at a kick on the deuce.
He makes contact and he comes out safe. However, Pete's got a pretty easy safety here. He's just got to kick it into the 6 ball, into that 6-9 cluster there, and he's going to want to see the cue ball come back underneath where that 4 ball is. As long as he catches it just right. He hit it a little bit hard there, but
Yeah, he
it's
exposed
containing.
it.
It's containing, I guess. But Billy's going to be able to manipulate something here.
Yeah, his safety game is so good. Yeah, like there, he does the 2-rail job.
And he's left him a window here. He's left him an opportunity.
Billy just looked up and told me he's feeling good.
Now, Pete definitely can see this ball. Not sure what he's thinking of to do. Maybe just kind of hit it.
Kicked at it.
Kick. Where's he going to
And
end
it
up?
might end up in a pocket. Oh, yeah.
Kicks it right in, and he's square on that 3 ball. Pete Bowman
How'd he hit
off
it?
to the races.
Well, now here, a guy once told me after one of those shots, look at something on the wall to reset yourself.
You know what Pete said?
Yeah, just
Through the wall.
look at the back pocket.
Look at the
look
wall,
at
he
the back
says.
pocket, Kevin. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, here he's on the wrong side of this here. He's going to have to do something.
I think what you want to do here, you got really 2 options. You can play the shot with inside and stay on that side of the table, hold it for the 5 ball.
I don't think he can hold it with this rail.
And if he doesn't elect to do that, he's going to have to spin it and throw it while his cue ball goes kind of straight down into
I don't like either one of those
the
shots.
rail. I mean,
You know what, Mike? What I was doing earlier, and I'm a different skill level than these guys. I'm a little below them. But what I was doing here was I was playing safes. I was like I would kick the 4 ball, 2 rails, and leave the cue behind the 9 kind of thing. But I was forced into that play. And there's Pete. Pete does the same thing I would have done.
Yeah.
Kick
yeah,
at it.
That was a
2
good
rail
option
save.
there.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, at the higher level of play that you're playing at, the safety needs to be at that level because just hiding a ball sometimes is not good enough.
Yeah, it really isn't. 'Cause, again, with Billy's creativity, he could turn your defensive shot against you.
Yeah, he can just say, hey, you know what? You think that's safe?
But
Watch what I hit you with here,
Honestly,
pal.
Mike, I actually liked the play there from Pete. It was a marginal shot, and like I said, a lot of the times he tends to play marginal shots and get a little risky. That one there, he came with a good save.
Excuse me for 1 second, Kev. I gotta deal with something real quick.
Yeah, do you think? Yeah, Mikey always busy. He's got still about 20 players still in the room. I don't know how many still in the tournament, but everybody's still here for the most part. They got their stamp to watch the fight. Just a couple updates on some scores here. Looks like Clyde Mata playing Rand Tam. On table 2, looks like it's 3-0. Clyde? Ryan Stevens is playing table 3 against Richie Senna. I want to say that's 4-2. The cash cow. And Lucas Varner is playing Trainwreck, a.k.a. The Lock, a.k.a. Kevin Baccio, over on 4. And I believe Luke is up 5-2, but he just hung a 9 ball. So that's going to be 5-3.
Just giving him a scope of the room.
Yeah, a little bit. And then Jimmy Prada is banging balls on 8. And there's a match going on in the corner. Looks like.
Yeah, we got Pete Kramer and Samut. Pete Kramer and Samut are in the corner over there.
And I cannot see that score if even with a pair of.
No, that's it's 2-0, but I'm not sure who's at what, and we're not sure if anyone put up their games.
What? The heck you got? Well, I know what Pete's got. Pete's got a tough little situation here where.
Yeah, this is a touchy one. You know, it's always you know, I don't even know how to say it. It's just it stinks. I mean, when the ball sits in that type of position, I mean, any higher and it goes to the corner, any lower it goes to the side. But when it falls like that, it's just, you know, there's not much you can do. You can try to bank, but it's just kind of difficult. There's not really much to say about it.
He didn't do the worst thing in the world. He got his cue ball on the bottom rail. I mean, with the tight pockets here on one, although it is a natural roll-up for Billy to pocket this here. Yeah, Billy stays down and rolls this in.
He's really got to bear down for this one.
Yeah, he's got it in him.
He's always got it in him.
It's true. Oh, he played it for the side. Look at the kid. See the imagination on him? Everyone else is thinking, at least us two.
You know why he did that, right?
He's BTK.
I think he did that because if he had hit it into the nipple there, I think he would have been safe playing it behind the 8-ball. And those are things that people say, oh, he got lucky. No, Billy played it that way.
Yeah, two-way.
He didn't play it to the top side of the side pocket. He played it to the bottom side. If he had missed that and hung it in the side, you know, if it hit the nipple and came up a little, that's what would have happened there. All right, Billy the Kid, 4-1 over Pete Bowman.
And it looks like he's kind of in dead punch right now.
Oh, excuse me. And again, I want to remind everyone that we are broadcasting live from Snookers in Providence at the 8th Annual Budweiser Classic. $5,000 guaranteed for first place. That is donated to this tournament by Budweiser. We are very grateful. The king of beers.
Right. It's for you.
And Snookers, the most awesome room there is.
Yeah, it's an understatement.
And I want to.
It's a gem.
It is. I want to say this real quick. The 9-ball counts on the break in the top 4 pockets, the 2 sides or the top 2 corners where you break from. I don't think I've seen one in the entire tournament. Of all of these matches, I don't think I've seen one.
No, I think that's due to the level of skill in the room. I think everyone's trying to wire that wing ball.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying to pocket a ball on the break, but at the same time, I mean, you'd expect of all of those matches, with all of those racks, it's going to go in at one point.
Thing,
right? I don't think I've seen it one time.
Yeah, it didn't happen to me. I seen once in my sets. One of my opponents made the 9 on the break in the back corner, had to spot it.
Yeah,
and it was weird because he did it twice and then hung the 9 once. I think he was racking them that way to move the 9, but with the alternating rack thing and rack your own.
Yeah, rack your own alternate break. Yeah, rack your own alternate break. All right, Billy's going to elect to play safe there.
He's tying up balls. He's getting in Pete's head here. I think he's really
not for nothing, but you know what shot I like here? I like thinning the 1 ball above the 2-4, right on that top rail, and trying to kick the 9 ball in. What do you think of that shot?
Sorry, Mike,
I would like to see him thin the 1 ball up above to the top rail where he's standing, shoot it up to where the 2-4 is.
Chase the 9. I wish I would have had a little more time to take a look at what you were thinking, because he just
I wanted him to thin the 1 ball and try to kick the 9 ball in while playing safe at the same time.
I think it would have been a better decision than what he did there.
I think that was
definitely a viable option, but again, Pete, sometimes he just makes not the best decisions. Billy with a pretty evident safe there. Pete's going to look to kick this 2 rails.
I'm checking out table 6 over there, and just to give you guys an update, Jared Demalia going up 7-4. He is on the hill,
and
he's on the winner's side.
His
opponent is CJ Farnham from the main area, and he is going to 6. Okay. So that's an 8-6 race. CJ has 4. Jared has 7. So there is 1 more game for Jared and 2 more for
Well, it's
CJ.
interesting because CJ wins that one. You'd have 3 guys out of the C class to make the final 4 in the winner's side.
That means a lot. You know,
That's awesome.
That means a lot.
I mean, it could mean that a couple guys are under handicap, but at the same time, you got to get through 6 people, 4 people, 5, at least 4 strong
Kevin,
players.
I'm sorry I have to leave you again. I got to deal with
Oh.
something. I'm sorry, brother.
Hey, you don't got to keep
Excuse me,
apologizing.
folks.
Do your thing, Mike. Mike, business as usual. Oh, Billy got a little window there. He didn't like the way he hit it just by his reaction, but he got a little fortunate there. Well, I think everybody can see kind of the pattern he's going to play here with the... Oh, he drifted a little too far. I'm going to say with the 3 on the side and then the 4 on the opposite side. But now he's a little trapped there. I don't know if you can still see that from the side pocket. No, but he played a nice little safety there, ducking behind the 4-9. And that's definitely in the way. And that 3 ball is in no man's land. I don't think Pete hit it hard enough. Good hit. Now with a 4-1 lead, Billy comes up, goes to the glass. I think the next move is the sandpaper. Oh, no. He's ready to go. Just taking a look at that side pocket, but again, that's just a really nasty cut. So he's gonna, yeah, he's playing it. He made that look easy. That's not an easy shot there, the one Billy hit there in the side pocket. He made that look easy. Plays the 4 all the way up. He's got a decision to make here, but it's going to just play a little stop draw. Play it in the same pocket. We're going to leave the cue ball there to play the 9 in the other corner. And he should move another bead. Billy the Kid, 5-1. He's starting to play now. Pete's not doing really anything to get him off this game by either running out or playing lock-up safes or doing something to get Billy off his stride. Wow, it's tough. If you're sitting in your chair and you're facing down the likes of some of the guys that walk into this room, Mike Minicello, Nelson Oliveira, Tommy DeAlfonso, Billy the Kid. It's tough to really get any momentum or get confidence when you're always looking at the 9 ball going in or looking at the backside of a ball when you're up to shoot. Although Pete has had an opportunity just like now. Pretty open table here. 6 behind the 9 is a little weird. I mean, it does have a couple angles where he can pocket it. But he's definitely going to have to maneuver around that. He's on a steep side of the 3 here. He just hauled off and stroked it. Knocked himself down table. He's in a tough spot here. It does pass the 6'9". If he wants to take a whack at it, knowing Pete, he will be aggressive. And I really don't see a dynamite safe unless he wants to separate the distance of the balls and leave the cue kind of on the 8 and 4 on the bottom rail where he's standing. And that's the shot he's trying to play. It careens into the 8, and I think he got a little lucky. I don't know if I can see it. Maybe the overhead view. Oops, sorry. Well, Billy's queuing it up like it goes by, so I won't even bother with the overhead. Now he plays a little uno paquito shot. With a little two-way action, where if he pockets it, he's on the 6 and 5, sorry. And if he misses, exactly, Pete's going to have to work. Oh, Pete tried to fire that in. He got a little bad roll. It kind of curved out on him. Pete's not happy with that. First time I've seen any emotion from Pete in this set anyway. He was a little disgusted there. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, that get to the 6 ball, and Billy plays into the 9, and I think a lot of that ball is involved. Yeah, the hole racked out was definitely an issue, how to get there. Billy's queuing it up like, well, he played behind the 8-7. Didn't hit it great, but I think he'll live to fight another day. And now for me, the shot here is very difficult. It's one of them where you could try to even it up and go to the side rail behind the 9. You could get really crazy and try to bank it in. You could thin it, go 2 rails, and try to get behind the 7-8. And no matter what way you decide, you got to commit to the shot and really hit it good. He decided to hit it over there and just get it in the mix. I didn't know what Billy was looking at there, but he definitely gave Pete an opportunity here. Pete plays the 6 in the side and plays the 7 short rail here. I don't think either angle is any good to get shape on the 8 here if he plays it in the corner or the side. He's in a real sticky spot here. There's Steve Golden, the owner, walking by. Sorry. Trying for that overhead, but can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Again, that's what Pete's looking at. Oh, and he thinned it. Just missed it. Wow. Jared DeMarco comes out victorious in his match to advance to the Final Four. Congratulations, Jared. He just checked in here at the scorer's table. He's another one of those natural left-handed talents that's been working at his game, and it's good to see him do well. He's a good kid and a very talented pool player. So that rounds out that adds 3 players to the Final Four here at the Bud Classic. You got Jared DeMalia, who will be facing Matt Resendez tomorrow morning. And you have Run, the man from China, going to match up against either Freight Train or Lucas Varner, are still battling out there over on table 4. Looks like Lucas is at 6 and Trainwreck's at 5. So that's a tight one. There's Billy Park in the 7, but not really doing himself any favors here. Oh, here's where Billy gets really creative. Where he can get really tight on this 9 ball. And that's a good safety. I think he's got at least a quarter of the ball. Pete's looking one rail. Hit it good. And it might go. Oh, and it hangs up. Wow. Hit that real well. Thought I had a chance. Billy's in dead punch now, too. Yeah, he's got a little swagger here, how he's dropping his left arm after he's making balls. Yeah, Billy's going to be tough to beat here if he has to play another match, which I do think the winner of this plays Greg Dagnon, or Dagnon, if you parle français. And yeah, that's BTK moving up another bead. 6-1. Mike DeMarco is he's like a hummingbird. He's flying around the room. He's talking to this guy. He's talking to that guy. He can't sit still. He's always making things happen. Great guy. Great for the game. And he's definitely doing a hell of a job with this tournament today here at Snookers. Here, the Bud Classic. The guaranteed $5,000 from the king of beers, Budweiser. Oh, nice little safety by Pete. I mean, he's got to do something positive here. He's got to maybe string together a few saves, maybe get on the rack here, and then Billy just pots that and almost lines up Jin on the 2-9 here. Wow, that's kind of unfortunate. If you're in Pete Bowman's shoes there, makes a decent safety, has him kick at a ball, and Billy does that. Yeah, that's another one for the kid. I got 7. (7-1). William Lanna versus Pete Bowman. Well, Pete needs to do something on this break here. Wing ball doesn't go. 1 ball doesn't go. 6 ball does go, and he's got a good look at the 1, and if he comes over right, he's got the 2-9 short back. Nah, Pete's not in it. Yeah, that's not a good effort there. That was definitely doable. And seems he kind of checked out on that shot. It's unfortunate. Yep, Billy tries to bank. I think that's the only play he had. Be aggressive there, make the bank, and then you got the 2-9, which, I mean, it doesn't walk in, but that looks pretty good. It's definitely enticing. He chased it there with the 1-9. I can see a jam up safe here from Billy. I really can. I'm thinking he either utilizes the 4-ball or the 8. He didn't use anything really. I think that beat. Hey, Pete made it happen there. It's not a called shot game. It's not a called rails game. I mean, Pete got away with one there, and he's laughing about it. With Keith Flatt was on table 8, they're kind of having a chuckle. And Pete gives the old the mock cheer, the Bronx cheer there. He fist pumps for himself, and we're gonna move another bead up for Smiley Pete there on that shot. Mike says he's going to be back in 2. I think he'll be out again in 4, but y'all stuck with me at least for this match. Pete with a great break there. Very good look at the 1 here. Ah, and there he goes. That's the Pete I know. Good stroke. I got a little weird, yeah. Might have overstroked it there, a little juiced up for that last shot. Yeah. Well, now here's a marginal shot here where Pete usually goes for it, and I think he's gonna play the bank, knowing him. Oh, and therein lies one of the only things I have with this game where, rather than taking a few extra seconds, walk around the table and maybe think of another option, he just fires with ready. Yep, Billy thins it, and he's in really good shape there now. Solve this rack. Natural angle to get to the 8. Now he can do one of 2 things. He can go 2 rails other side or draw out. And he drew out. Billy Kidd made quick work of that mistake, and he's at 8. Well, I thought we were going to see a little bit more of a competitive match. I mean, it isn't over yet, and everyone's got that puncher's chance, and Pete definitely has the ability. But with the alternate and break format, when you're down this many games and you can't put packages together, it's really tough to climb out of a big hole like this. Pete does have it in him. As we got a result from the Ryan Stevens versus Rich Center match. It appears that Rich Center does move on to play Jim Prada. That's a losing side matchup. Two really good players. I think they're both playing as B players, but both have a really high gear. Well, Pete's taking a look at how he's going to solve this 5-ball. I mean, the angle's really not there to hold for the 6 if he just rolls up. So he tries to play into the 6, and he gets hooked. Oh. And he just hauls off and whacks the 5. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Pete's frustrated. Things aren't going his way. And again, that comes with practice. And if he played a lot more tournaments and was in the room a little more, I think you'd see a stronger effort from Pete, but right now it doesn't look like he wants to be in that chair. But we love him. There's Billy leaving the 7 in the way. He tried to, but gave Pete a long shot at the 6-ball here. God, he hit that so well. That's what he's capable of right there. A little steep on the 8. I mean, I still think you can play at 2 rails and have a look at the 9. He went 1 to use the 2nd rail as a stopper, and that's a nice out by Pete right there. Comes up after basically a give-up stroke on the 5-ball. Billy gives him a little window. He pockets that 6 all the way up with an amazing stroke to hold the 7 and finishes the job for the B to make it 8-3. And he has the break. So maybe Pete can put a little 2-pack here and try to climb the ladder. One goes in the side. Nothing tied up, but I don't think that 2 goes past. Pete's thinking. Still deliberating. He's not moving around the table. He's just kind of like fighting with his own head right now. I can almost see smoke coming out of his ears right now. Looks like he's ready. And I don't know. Gives up ball in hand, doesn't get a rail. I don't know. Yeah, that's not a well-played shot there. Billy now with the ball in hand. Kind of shorted that ball. Looks like he's going to have to play the combination. Run the ball through. But he stunned it, ran it through, and he got hooked. So neither one of these guys really in dead stroke. They're both making a lot of mistakes. Billy snapped that shot. Typical of what typical of a follow through you'd see him doing in a one pocket game when he wants a lot of action. And there's a shot by Pete right there. Gives him the full face of the 8-ball. He needed that. I mean, Billy was lazy there with the ball in hand, and he needed to make him pay, at least get back to the table, and he did. He's going to have ball in hand. Billy keeps doing that. That's the third time he's done that. He sacrificed ball in hand to tie something up. Now, me personally, I don't attempt that. I attempted it once today, and I ended up bumping it out wide open for the man. So I don't tend to do that. But again, his speed control and his creativity is top notch.
And the ghost is back.
Oh, is that Mike DeMarco?
That is me.
Wow, my
It is
man.
me.
And you got the princess there?
I got the princess here. She's hanging out. She's making sure everybody's smiling out there. And if they're not, they see her smiling face and they say, hey, that looks like fun.
It's very contagious.
It is.
It's the truth.
It is. So we got an 8-3 game here and a race to 10. Pete's really going to have to come with something here. He's going to have to really put some pressure on Billy. I mean, at the current rate of play, it's not really looking good there. But
he's not putting any pressure on Billy.
Yeah, he needs to make him have to try. He can't just he can't just leave the 6-ball hanging in front of the pocket like that and let Billy figure something out there.
It looks like he's trying to will Billy to miss.
Yeah.
Rather than taking the bull by the horns and playing the set like he knows how to do and working.
Yeah, I want to see Pete, put the pressure on Billy the way he knows he can do it.
Oh, let's see him play well. Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to get enough gas to get there.
That's short.
Ran out of gas.
It's not a total eclipse, but that's pretty snookered.
Yeah, that was Monday. Monday we had the total eclipse. In our area we had 66%. I don't know if you were aware of that. We had 66%.
I was. I followed it. I followed it on the news and all that. I was stuck doing my job. I worked for a living, but...
Wait a minute. You got a job now.
I know, right?
All right, so Pete's got to really just stop the ball there and try to two-rail the 7-up table. I mean, I don't see him attacking this offensively.
I think he's gonna do a little different. I think he's gonna move the cue ball around, hit it thin, and go 2 rails. Oh nope, you were right. He hit that really good.
And
yeah, he hit that pretty good.
He's pretty good there. I know he wanted it a little bit closer to the 9-ball.
Yeah, he wanted to lock it up
again because at this higher level or even high-level amateur play. The safety has to be at that level or more, or it really doesn't do any good. It doesn't get the job done. So
I think this one's pretty good. Yeah, he
and look at that.
He got ball in hand.
He got ball in hand.
He's definitely got life.
And I'll tell you, Pete does not care what the score is. He's going to play the same game pretty much the whole way through. I mean, if it was like Hill nothing. Hey, excuse me 1 second, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead. Looks like Baccio and Lucas Varner got finished, and Kev's not giving me the thumbs up, so looks like the train wreck went down to the loser's side. He's on the B side now, and Lucas Varner, the young buck out of Yale Billiards in Connecticut, it's moved on to the Final Four, and he'll face Run tomorrow morning for Chinaman. And Jared and Matt Resendez are in the top half. So that's your final four. If you're listening out there, if you're friends with any of them, if you had a rooting interest, you got Jared DeMalia, Matt Resendez, Run, and Lucas Varner on the A side. 2 C players and 2 B players. The A players haven't fared well today, I guess. I know Matt Resendez, not Matt Resendez. Yeah, Matt Resendez upset Magic Mike Minicello, over on table 8. And he was one of the favorites out of the A class, for sure. If there was a player auction, my bid would have been on him. Or this man right here, the kid, Billy the Kid. I am sorry. He did get that. I do got to mark his bead. It is 8-4. That is correct now, 8-4. And there's the definition of jam up, lock up safety right there. That's not quite Alcatraz, but he's going to need a raft and a lot of help to get out of this one. And he swings and misses. And Billy has a good chance to get on the hill here with ball in hand. In a pretty manageable table. Once he gets from the 4 to the 5. He did it really well. Good angle there to either draw back or force follow to the rails to get behind the 6. Looks like he's going to go forward with it. And he shorted it right behind the 7. That is uncharacteristic. It's almost like he picked that spot and said, I'm going to put myself behind there. Maybe you can see it. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Never mind. I apologize. And Billy now for this 9 ball to go on the hill. Yeah. And he put a little oomph on that one. 9-4. BTK versus Pete Bowman. Well, Pete's on the break. Things are flying around there. Made a couple balls. Looks like the 4 ball and the 7. No, excuse me, the 4 and the 2. And he plays a good save. Oh, he tried to lock him up behind that 9, but Billy now shot at locking him up there. I can see him playing the 1 ball into the bottom rail and leaving him all the way up here with the Q trying to sneak behind the 7 ball. Yeah, I can see that happening, but he didn't quite hit it. I definitely see that. That's one of Billy's shots that he does pretty well. I'm surprised he didn't execute. Pete just whacked it. Well, Billy should play the jam up safe here behind the 7 this time. Yeah, he had his second opportunity at it, and didn't quite get him. He has a good look to hit it at least. Oh yeah, he can hit that ball. Well, Mike just announced another match here in the room. Jimmy Prada versus Richie Senna. Both players have been playing great today. They are on the B side, but I've had a chance to watch both of those guys shoot. And Jimmy took out Sweet Money and played excellent over on table 3. And Rich Senna just beat, I want to say, Ryan Stevens, who a very strong C player. So a good win, giving him 2 on the wire. So those 2 gentlemen are going to lock up on 6. I will try to keep you posted, but we got a lot going on here. Clyde Mata and Rand are now 5-4 on 2. Clyde at the break. And I think Mike Minicello is, no, he's just hitting balls over on 4. And there still is a match on table 5. Who's that on 5, Mike?
Right here. Excuse me. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of everything that's going on here. So here's what we got, okay? Table 2, we got Clyde Mata and Rand Tamba. That is a 1-loss side match, and it is 5 games to 4. I'm not sure who's up there.
That one's Clyde.
That one's Clyde. Clyde is up 5-4?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then we got on table 5, we have Mr. Peter Kramer and Samut. And that game is looking like it is 8 games to 4. And as long as the games aren't up, then
yeah, they're not up. I don't
yeah.
think anybody's been putting dots up.
Okay,
Lucas
so
tried to do
if that's the case, then Samut's looking like he's up 8-4 in a 10-8 race. So that's what's going on there. And we just began Jim Prather and Rich Senna on table 6. Jim Prather, Rich Senna on table 6. That's going to be a good match.
That's going to be a real good one, man. I was watching Jimmy play on 3 against Sweet Money. The kid's playing really strong today.
Yeah, those guys are definitely
He's going to lose his cue ball. Oh, that could be the set. Oh, boy. He's disgusted, and Billy shouldn't.
Now, I wanted to mention something real quick, okay? So, the winner's side, undefeated. The final 4 on the winner's side. Jared Demalia versus Matt Resendiz. And Run 2 versus Lucas Werner. So those are awesome matches right there.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to the Lucas Run match because Run and I have a pretty similar speed. And Lucas kind of gave me a few opportunities early in the set and then demolished me. So I want to see.
All right, it looks like Pete conceded there.
Yeah, Pete conceded.
So Billy's going to take that one down.
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me. I'll
absolutely,
I'll be back
Kevin.
If you have another match.
Unfortunately, that is going to be the last match of the evening.
Well, I'll be here tomorrow if you need help up in the booth.
All right. I appreciate that, Kevin. We're just going to finish this recording.